In this video, I'm going to rebuild the water pump, put in a new thermostat, and I'll show you some cheap and easy ways to spruce up that engine.
All right, so what are some things we're going to do with this engine? We're going to pull off the pulleys here, make it look a little bit better. I'll put new belts on it. We'll clean some of this crap up, make it look good. We're going to paint the water pump because it looks dreadful. We're definitely going to put a new impeller in the water pump. Then I'm going to take this water port housing right here that also includes the thermostat off and apart because I want to just make it look a lot better. It's the first thing you see when you pull this engine up. And then we'll do some detailing. I got to take the carburetor off. I'm going to rebuild one for the first time ever. I've never done that. We'll see how that goes. Step one, let's loosen up all these clamps. Sometimes you can just pull an old hose like this off. Sometimes if it gets a little bit stuck, you just need some kind of little tool to pry it loose. Get all that rubber that's been sitting on that metal off it. This one right here looks like it's going to be real tight. Wow, that thing has been on there. We're gonna clean this up, make it look better. Gonna loosen this bolt up right here. Wow. Okay, let's get our first glimpse of the thermostat. It sits right in this front housing. 2 bolts up top get removed. We'll get that cleaned out. Gasket in there. Since these things are 20 bucks, we'll replace that too. Make sure it's all working good. I ended up removing and rebuilding the carburetor. That's such a big job. That's actually its own video on my channel. So if you want to watch the carburetor rebuild, make sure you're subscribed. Oh. Well, we'll see what it looks like. Here we go. First look. Ooh. Hey. That one's actually in pretty good shape right there. What you want to do is you really want to open this up every time you winterize your boat. Pull this out and just let it breathe so the rubber all goes back to normal. There is a lot of grime in this thing though. Now that we've removed the engine parts that we want to refinish, we need to get them prepped for some new paint. Bought a 6-piece crimped wire brush set so we can kind of get into every nook and cranny or have some big pieces to brush them off. These are going to end up being attached to a drill, and it's just going to be a lot of elbow grease by hand going through and really wire brushing all the rust and all of the old paint off until we get down to the bare metal.
I don't know why, but I just love taking the tape off of these painted parts.
here's the pieces we painted.
No!
So I started cutting this one right here, but noticed that that wiring was already starting to corrode and water had gotten up into there. So we went up another inch or two to where we got some pretty fresh metal there.
And just so you know, audience, it turns out that the rust was pretty rampant through this entire battery cable, so ended up in the winter just replacing the entire battery cable. Okay, we got this engine all put back together. I just put a brand new battery in that. It's all hooked up. We're going to start it up for the first time and see what she sounds like.
All right, here we go. First run. Ignition on. Gauge is good. Here we go. No!
Well, I hope you're subscribed to this channel, because in the next video I'm going to go over all the things that ended up being wrong with this engine and needed to be replaced. Turns out that this project is going downhill really fast.